Well, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know there's a few of you out there right now. So, my name is Mitchell Osborn. This is Talking Animals with Mitchell. I do every other Sunday night. And on the alternating Sundays, because I'm here every Sunday night, but I alternate between this and mindfulness, meditation, education, learning, and an actual mindfulness. But tonight it's animals, and I have a fun night for you. So in just a moment, I'm going to set an intention for all of us, kind of go over what's been going on, and then I'm going to pull a card from the Arc Animal Tarot Oracle and Oracle deck. One of my good friends, Bernadette King, she created this amazing deck. It's a 78 card tarot deck. Hey, Rob! And it also has like another 78 cards that are just Oracle. So I literally have like 160 cards. And she because I did a lot of stuff, and if you buy the deck, you get like access to 6 videos, and I'm one of the videos, so I was kind of fortunate to be part of that. So I got it to take advantage, and she gave me all the cards when I bought my first deck. So I want to pull one for this from the Oracles cards for like what's going on for a spiritual collective, if you're watching this, and then I'll pull one from the Tarot, which is kind of like more about what's going on with us physically, the here and now, kind of down to earth. Hey, Norm. And then I'm going to go over the lesson tonight. So we're going to be talking about, if you're Floridian, you may call it a snake bird. If you're my grandmother, who I have, she always would say, I don't call it a snake bird. It's an anhinga or an anhinga, but it's a snake bird. And just about how to divine messages all day long from the animals in your life, even without knowledge or book or anything like that. And then I've got 3 critters, 3 animals to do a reading on tonight for Maria and then Britt. Britt brought 2 animals with us. So we'll be working through that as we go. We'll probably be here about 30, 35 minutes, 40 at the most. So the intention, and if you're watching live, thank you for being here. If you're watching in the archive, wherever you're watching, thanks for reposting this, retweeting it. If you're watching on YouTube channel, thanks for subscribing over there and following me there. But any support, I truly appreciate it. And if you are someone who does watch me regularly, I wanted to, I'm typing it in. I didn't type it right. So if you do watch me regularly and you like what I do and you want to support me, I put a link right there to my PayPal. You can drop us a little tip there, 5 or 10 or whatever, even if you don't want to. But yeah, so for all the stuff that I do out there. So let's set the intention for you, for me, for anybody watching this. So take a nice deep breath, and I've added something in. What I've added in is something that I've been learning from the book, The Sutras of Healing and Enlightenment by Matthew Brownstein. And it's really like all healing is moving, and this is my intention, that we would move from the illusion, the false beliefs, and the ignorance, I know there's another word, that we would move from the ignorance, false beliefs, and illusions that we're living in to truth, through love, through light. And the other intention I set is this. You can agree with all of it, part of it, or none of it, and that is that we would receive healing, guidance, confirmation, grounding, centering, balance, peace, harmony, alignment, joy, abundance, love, great care, compassion, health, wellness, safety, courage, and encouragement. I set the intention that we would resonate, operate, and vibrate in the highest frequency of that divine source, that pure white light, love, God, goddess energy that we can. And I call on any and all of your and my and our critters, angels and guides, and those we work with on the other side, whether we know who they are or not, into this time we have together and beyond, as long as they stay in high vibration and play nice. All of this for our highest good and greatest growth, I say, and so it is. And so it is. So I wanted to share something kind of cool that happened with me today. So if you follow me on Instagram, I posted pretty much every day. I post like a card in the morning, mostly tarot, some Oracle, some Lenormand, some Kipper, some other cards. And then midday, mid-afternoon, early afternoon, I post an animal card, just kind of daily message from our animals. So this morning I posted this one. So this was a tortoise that I took a picture of at the Florida Wild Drive-Through Safari, or Wild Florida Drive-Through Safari, just south of Kissimmee. I think it's in Kenansville. So I posted this picture, and then there was a message. I forgot what the message was. I can look it back up if you need to know. So I thought it was cool. I posted this message. All right. And the funny thing is I struggle between that image and this one, because this little guy was trying to get out of the pen he was in, or I struggle between that one and this one. And I almost posted this one. And the other one is a tortoise. This one is a turtle, if I'm saying it right, because the other one, I think, pretty much lives on land. This one lives in the water. I may be wrong, but this one I definitely know lives in the water because of the colors, and I've seen that. So the funny thing is I posted that, and then as I was going to get my food for, Norm's tagging somebody, yay, hope Tanya, you're out there. So as I left my house around 2 o'clock to go grab my food to do my meal prep for the week, my big salads, there's a roundabout around our lake. And I'm driving, and I don't know how I saw it because it was literally maybe that big, a turtle, maybe 4 inches by 2 inches. Little turtle in the roundabout. It just looked like a rock, but I could see it was moving. And of course, now I remember the message. The message today was about paying attention, slowing down. So this morning, a turtle gave me a message to slow down and pay attention. And then later today, there's a little turtle in the road that if I wasn't paying attention, maybe on my phone, maybe whatever, I probably would have ran it right over. And so there was like nobody behind me, but it's a roundabout. So I stopped before I got in the roundabout. I ran up there and I grabbed him, and he started running from me. And then I grabbed him, and I went. There was a chain link fence off to the side and the lake beyond that. So I shoved him through a chain link hole. I had to kind of poke him through, which I thought was funny because of this picture. Poking through the hole, through the fence. This is a wooden fence, but I thought it was hysterical that I struggled between this one and the other one. So, and then like 5 people were behind me and nobody beeped their horn. Everybody knew what I was doing. And a car came through the roundabout and they slowed down. They said, "Was that a turtle?" And I was like, "Yes, it was." I can't remember if they said thank you or good job or something like that. But so I ran around the car and I jumped back in and I took off. So I just thought, how cool was that? They're watching out for themselves even, they're taking care of each other. Because the message this morning was slow down, pay attention. And here I am in my car. And I'm usually pretty good, but sometimes I'm checking a message. Sometimes I'm, poking the directions to find where I'm going. So I thought that was kind of neat. So the animals are talking to us all day long. And then, hold on, I need to. All my emails just popped up on my screen. So then early this morning when I was walking around the lake, the message for today, and let me go ahead and give the message and then I'll pull the cards. So the message was I was walking around the lake, and this is an anhinga, or an anhinga. We call them snake birds in Florida. Now this is a bird. If you don't recognize this bird, it lives near and in the water. It has the ability to dive underwater, and it swims. I think it just swims with its feet, and not so much its feathers. But like I said, and it's called a snake bird because it often does, catch and eat snakes. So, Robbie, any other links to PayPal? Don't have a PayPal account. Venmo. You can Venmo me, and I try to remember if you're a Venmo person. I can tell you what that is real quick. It's at Mitchell Osborn at Venmo. How simple. So thanks, Rob, by the way. And so there was an anhinga, and I just looked over the anhinga, the snake bird, and I thought, I wonder if you give, and this, I did not take this picture. The turtles, I did take the pictures. But I said, I wonder what message you might have. And typically, and I'll type this in, typically I go to spirit-animals.com. That's where I normally go and just do a quick look to see if I can get the message. But what I encourage people to do and what I teach first, especially with power and power, totem, and spirit animals, is just pause. Now, look at this bird. And if you were to see this bird, and you were maybe thinking about your life, or all of a sudden you really notice this bird. And if you just look over and you see the bird and you keep walking and keep driving, no big deal. But if you look over and it really strikes you and it hits you and it touches your heart and you're drawn to it, you have this visceral, real response to it, like I did this morning. And because I thought, I wonder what they mean for me. So looking at this picture, and I'll tell you what I thought this morning, look at this picture, I might think, I really need to spread my wings. Simple as that. There's a message. You don't even need to go any further. Think about what's going on in your life, and maybe you can spread your wings a little bit more. Now, if you know about these birds, they swim underwater. They do not have oil, in the oil like a duck or other birds, in their feathers, which helps them to be able to swim. But then when they come out of the water, they cannot fly hardly at all until they fully dry. That's why they sit there with the wings open, to dry their feathers, because they don't have the oil that gets rid of it. So now, keeping that in mind, looking at this bird, might need to spread my wings. And I thought, what does this bird do? This bird dives down underwater. It does not float on top of water like ducks, geese, swan. What does water represent? Emotion. So this bird has no problem going deep into the water, deep into your emotions, understanding your emotions, seeing what's going on. And then sometimes when they come out of it, before they take flight again, they need to pause, take some time, dry out those emotions, cry those tears, dry those tears before they take flight again. So could speak about rest, rejuvenation. You know, if you've ever been in therapy and you've had a rough session, you literally, you go look for that place to chill and relax before you get home, because you need to regroup. Sometimes it takes you the whole weekend. Depends on how much work you and your therapist might have done. But it's also like if you ran a race, and the next day you pretty much need to recuperate from it, depending on how fit you are and how far you ran. So that, in a nutshell, is how you can divine messages from animals. Just simply ask, what does this bird do? What does it mean? What does it mean to me? It represents my grandmother, because she was very particular about calling it by its proper name. So very simple way of asking. And if you thanks for explanation of the bird and its meaning. You're welcome, Norm. And I didn't even look up what Anhinja means. I think I might have. Maybe I did. But I don't need to. Because there it is right there. There's my message for that bird for me this morning. Rest, dry out the tears, dry out the water, spread my wings a little bit more, recuperate before I take flight again. Say a little prayer for me and my grandma, connect with her energy. So that is how you can divine, so simply, any animal that crosses your path. So hey, Christy. So you guys, did anyone have an animal cross their path today? And we might be able to just do a little quick divining of that. Just maybe one or two. Or if there's an unusual animal, not that a dog couldn't, but if it's like all of a sudden a wild dog or a fox. Deborah, just glad you're here anytime. I know sometimes it's hard to remember. I always try to tell people, if you click on the event and you add it to your calendar, it usually reminds you. So let me know if any unusual animals crossed your path today. I also ran into a spider web, and it was funny because I ran into it. It felt so thick, like just one, and I think I actually took it off and let it go. So it was like, don't get caught up in too much of the thought, too much of the entrapment. Don't get entrapped by the web that you've weaved, your thoughts that you've created life with. So, all right. So no specific animals in your life. So let me go ahead and pull a card. This is the Arc Animal Tarot deck. That's the back of the deck. So let me pull a card for everybody watching this. And this is for kind of us in the physical world, physical realm. What's kind of going on physically for any of us who are watching this. So had a bunny rabbit pass me by on Saturday. So everybody watching, I want you, what do bunnies represent for you? So type that in, just like one or two keywords. I don't want to say too much because I want to see what you guys have to say. But what does a bunny rabbit mean to you? What could it mean? What does it mean for you? This way we can help Norm. And Norm, type in and let me know what you think it means as well. And then I'll kind of touch base on it as well and let you know what I think. So I'm shuffling the cards, so when we get to it, I'll just be able to pull the card real quick. So what does a bunny rabbit? There's a lot of very obvious things for it over, just in pop culture and stuff like that. So hopefully you're typing just some keywords. You don't have to write too much. Fast. Yeah, they are fast and quick. Lucky. Think lucky rabbit's foot. Fertile. Think if you bring a male and a female in, you're going to have tons of baby. So Norm, this could be about, speed, agility, fastness, fertility, regeneration. It could be about luckiness. And what I encourage you is as you see the animal, the rabbit, the anhinga, the turtle, whatever you see, whenever you see it, what were you thinking about? What were you feeling? Were you pondering anything? What's been heavy on your heart? And Norm said softness, peacefulness, beautiful. And I'll be honest, go with your gut first. We all have our definitions. But if you're struggling, then somebody else can kind of tell you. But otherwise, go with your gut. So softness, peacefulness. Maybe you need to be peaceful and soft with yourself. Be kind to yourself a little bit. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull the tarot card. So this card is for all of us. If you're watching this, it's for you, for kind of like the physical world, what's going on here and now. Polar bear, the star. I love it. So the key words, healing, hope, gifts from the Great Spirit. So the star card in tarot is often about hope and rebuilding. And because it comes right after the Tower card, and the Tower card is all about shifting and changing and moving things around. Now, when you think of polar bear, what do you think about? Misunderstood, cold, like the cold environment. And you notice how she even purposely had the bear going off the edge of the card, so they're big. They fill the space up, but absolutely, bringing hope, healing, and gifts from the Great Spirit. So there's our message for our physical world. Hello, Judy. Good to see you. And then from the spiritual world, what's going on for us? A message for us spiritually. What's happening there? Oh, the diving beetle. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love it. And then the key words are curiosity, strategy, fatherhood. So this might be where we look a little more deeply or broadly into kind of that divine masculine. This might be where we look for a little bit more of the curiosity and look to spirit to how to strategize things. So this is more spiritual, more, out of body, on the other side of the veil kind of energy coming to us. And then just think about what a diving beetle does. I'm assuming it dives. It dives and maybe flies. But yeah, just beautiful, beautiful imagery there. So I love it. I love it. It's hard to see in reverse there. Beautiful, beautiful. So there's your message from a spiritual place. Again, I think the biggest message is, connecting with that divine, masculine right now. Because diving is an action. Masculine is an action. And that could be, the bear is usually mama bear. So we could be looking at the feminine and the masculine right now. The feminine within the physical world, the masculine within the spiritual world, which I think we often flip those around. So maybe we're really trying to find the balance, the yin, the yang kind of a feeling. So, all right. Let me know if that resonates with any of you guys. And then we're going to move into a couple readings. And I want to know if Maria or Britt are here. I don't think I've seen either one of you post, so I'm not sure if you're here. And if you're not here, then what I'm going to do is just do a quick little reading. And then we'll go from there. So Maria, and let me know if you're there. And Robert, I see you want to be my friend on Venmo. Thank you. I guess I should put the Venmo thing up there too. So I love learning. I love growing. All right, so let me know if anybody out there. Trying to see where I can find out how to, let's see. Okay, I think I can copy it. Yay, I did it. There's the Venmo. I needed to make a link to that. I'm a big fan of shortcuts in iPhones to create links and shortcuts. Like the gratuity button, I just type in the word GRATU and then it populates and I hit enter. So, all right, so let's see. I don't see Maria or Britt. So what I'm going to do is what I call just a little drive-by reading. So, and let me bring up, the other thing, the 3 animals tonight, interestingly enough, Maria, it has Tico or Teko, T-E-K-O. Britt has Mocha, and Britt also has Callie. Now, so that's 3 animals, and they all have 4 letters in the names that were given to me. And I'm a numerologist. I love numbers, and immediately I thought, there's something here. So the number 4 is about stability. It's grounding. It's this solid, practical kind of a feeling. So all the animals have 4 letters, very practical kind of today. So let me dive in, and boom, ba boom, boom. So I'm going to bring up Tico first. So this is Maria and Tico, T-E-K-O. And so Maria said that Tico has chronic eye problems. Medications have not been working. She thought maybe it is some negative energy. So when I first tap into Tico, I just see this beautiful old soul, but yet they're not as old as you think. In other words, it's like they're in an old man's body, but they're like this star being that never ages. So there's a lot of very celestial, interstellar kind of a feeling with Tico. And I will say this, I'm not a vet, and I always have to tell everybody, trust your vets, as you work with them, don't take my word for any, medical care kind of a thing. But I do feel like this is a little bit of an energetic thing. For me, it's almost like Tico can't adjust to the vibration here on this planet. Sometimes when I meet people who I look at them and I go, you are just alien. I can tell it. I can feel it. You've probably never been human before. And they often have a hard time like fitting in and adjusting. So I really feel like there's some of that. Now, because there's eye issues going on, I would say to Maria or anybody else in the family, what are you avoiding looking at? What are you turning a blind eye to? What are you not wanting to see? Because a lot of times our animals show and reflect back what's going on in our lives. So the moment there's some, eye problem, some hip problem, some skin problem, they often are reflecting back to us what's going on with us. And so, look first into the humans to see if your energy is being reflected back or they're absorbing it or something. And then have the conversation with Tico and just say, you know what, Tico, if you're reflecting to us something that we need to see and understand, I got the message. You can stop doing that. You can allow your body to heal. And then everybody watching this, if you want to do some quick energy work, you can just rub your hands together, whether you're Reiki master, healing hands, energy medicine, whatever. And I encourage you to put your dominant or right hand at the heart and the more passive receiving hand at the tail, and just allow the energy to flow through the being, through the animal. And just like if I offer you some food, I would allow you to take it and eat it. I would not come up and stuff your face in the food. That's what you want to do with the energy that you're giving the animal. Offer it to them. Allow it to go where it needs to best. I remember reading sometimes someone said, who are you? Where is your ego so big that you think you know right where somebody else's healing needs to go? But more importantly, most of the time we humans, because of what we've been taught, we go to the symptom. We have a headache, so we take an aspirin. Rather than taking an aspirin, why don't you find out why you've got the headache? Is it because you're dehydrated? Is it because you haven't had a bowel movement in 4 days? Is it because you're so stressed out that you're constricting the flow to your head? So go to the root problem. So that's why I always say just offer the energy of healing to them, because you may not even know what the root problem is. And it's better to go to the root than the symptom. Now, all that being said, my belief and practices too is sometimes we need to just relieve the symptom, take the aspirin, but dig deeper to the root problem. So if your headache's killing you, take the aspirin by all means, but don't stop there. Say, now, why do I have this headache? Oh, the headache's gone. I'm cured. I'm healed. No, it's probably going to come back. So find out why. So with Techo, I feel like, find out what's going on, offer the healing. And then again, everybody, for any animal that you can do this to, pinch like this and start at the base of their skull and just run your finger from head to tail. One finger and finger on one side of the spine, thumb on the other, and just a gentle rubbing. And it's kind of a little spinal flush. Be careful not to hurt them. If they wince, that could be an area or a hot spot where you might want to, just be careful. Maybe put a little healing there and just offer the healing. And, this might be a place where you need to just work on the symptom, but also go deeper to the root cause so maybe they won't have that anymore. So Maria, if you're out there and watching, that's just a little drive-by there. Message from Techo, very much appreciative of, of what you do, especially food. So there's something about the food you give them or the amount of food or something. I'm feeling like they were out on their own at some point, so maybe they were astray or something, because it's almost like the whole thing, you giving them food, was such a big deal. It's like them, or they didn't get fed regularly, something like that. But yeah, so there's just a lot of like love and caring back to you, and thank you for the feeding them. So much about the food. That's so funny. And most animals are driven by food, but there seems to be a lot of food going on here. Food. Let me just tap in physically. Anything else and see. Yeah, I think that's about it. Judy said my cats love that and his shoulder rub. Beautiful. Yay. So, all right. So Maria, if you're out there, feel free to tag me in the post as you're watching this in the playback. Sorry you couldn't make it here live. It's always best if you can. That way I can give you a little more insight and there's a little more give and take. So Britt, if you're out there, please let me know. If so, I'm going to pull up Callie, I believe. And the reason I'm hesitating because I think I'm going to pull up Callie because I think I'm going to have an opportunity to connect with Mocha. So let me pull up Callie. So this is Callie. And Callie, Maltese, and she crossed over May of 2017, so just a little over 2 years ago. So when I tap into her energy, sweet buttercup, button, cute as a button, all these just, all this love, all this energy. She loves to be held. I felt like she liked to go everywhere with you. She's saying how much you still miss her and she misses being with you. She's letting me know she's still around you. I wouldn't be surprised. She showed me the bed, and when I get that symbol, then that makes me feel like you can feel her moving on your bed, maybe at night, maybe in dream time. But I feel like her energy is still very much around you. She said something to the effect of, yes, when you notice the other animals playing or looking, it's her energy they're looking at. So her energy is pretty strong. She's bringing me back to the time of her crossing. She's big, heartfelt love hug to you. Thank you. Makes me feel like you had to help her cross, that it was, something that you had to take her in and help her and assist her crossing over rather than something that was natural or an accident. She's telling me how strong you are, especially with that. I don't know if this was like your first animal that you ever had to, help cross over or were alone or something, but she's saying this was the most difficult one. So maybe it was the first one or you were alone, nobody's with you. But yeah, there's something there that's very, very unique to her or maybe any other time an animal in your life has passed away. But licking, so much licking. I'm just trying to think what else. Loving the treats. So I don't remember if there was a specific treat or something, but she really enjoyed the treats. She just said, I knew you were giving me medicine. So I don't know if you had treats that you had to put medicine and wrap them in or do something, but she's like, I knew you were giving me medicine. So let me know if that resonates, like there was some medicine involved in last part of her life and that you were kind of having to disguise it, which a lot of us do, but it's like, I knew what you were doing. So Britt, I hope that makes some sense. Tag me on the post. Let me know if you get to see this. And I'm going to take Britt down. So for Britt, for Maria, for Techo, for Callie, let's all just take a deep breath. and send them some beautiful, wonderful high vibration of that human and animal connection, helping them and you and anybody watching this, have a better connection with their animal, better understanding, learn the lessons that they have to offer us, allow them to move us from a place of ignorance, illusion, and false beliefs into truth, as these beautiful sentient little beings wrapped in fur do for us. So yeah. So that is pretty much the evening. We're about 7:31. So let me know if you have any final questions about anything about I talked about tonight. And then we're going to call it an evening. So thank you for showing up with me. If you ever want to get a reading from me, boom, MitchellOsborn.com. I'm only about a week and a half, 2 weeks out, depending on when you can do that. Typically, I do readings Tuesday, Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m., 11:30 a.m., and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Norm, you're welcome. Thank you. Same to you. Rob says, I really want to get a dog, but am afraid not having time, though. I tell you, that I tell people this, Rob. My husband and I lived together. When I came into the relationship with him, he had Toby, American Shorthair cat, Sheldon, who's still with us, 19 years old this past week, people, and Toby, a cat, and Lovita. So 3 animals. And I did not have animals, and I love animals, and I developed into this animal communicator. I developed my psychic work and stuff over the years, while I was with Fabian. But if I lived alone, I would probably not have an animal. And the main reason is because I know my tendency. I know my nature. My nature is to be out there and not home with the animal. But because I share the home with Fabian, the home means so much more to me, and the animals mean so much to me. And so the fact that I'm with him and we're together, just makes so much more sense. But if I lived alone, I probably wouldn't, because I know that they probably would be neglected at some point, just because of how I function, where my mind is. My home is often like my sanctuary type of a thing when I lived alone. Now with a husband, it's a home, it's a place together, and it's a much different place, beautiful place. So yeah, Rob, if you're not feeling it, don't do it, because then the lessons that you're going to learn are going to be tough, and that is about slowing down and petting and feeding and and walking and taking to the vet and all that kind of stuff. So you trust, you'll know. So, all right, you guys, what else? So if you want to get a mindfulness session with me, MitchellOsborn.com. If you want to get a tarot spread that I deliver back to you in a video just like this, but it's private, nobody else can see, MitchellOsborn.com. And a week from tonight, I'll be doing some mindfulness. Tomorrow night, Norm, if you're still there, tomorrow night, V and I will be doing some tarot reading tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on my other Facebook channel, Mitchell Osborn. All right. Judy, you are welcome. Deborah, Lay, love the kitties. All right. So I'm going to sign off, everybody. Have an amazing evening, and I will talk to you soon. Namaste. Safe and healthy. Bye-bye.